Hello everybody, welcome to this Halloween special. Welcome to the Halloween special. And let's see if everything's alright. Yeah, everything looks okay. Hello everyone, welcome aboard to this Halloween special show. And today, of course, we are from the graveyard, so we'll have welcome everybody, and this is a special Halloween show. And this is really, you know, when you take everything that you have last minute, and this one, I'll have to probably stop it at some point. So this is a last minute costume from what I had at home, except these orange things that actually blink. Bought it at the dollar store. But apart from that, hey everybody, nice to have you on board. And you should have seen Paul the cat. He just looked at me like, okay, and then he went to the kitchen to eat some food. But he was like, that looks weird, you're not like that usually. Hey everybody, welcome aboard. This is the Live Tech Show. We are episode number, what, 94, and we are Halloween, October 31st. Hope you enjoyed today's show. We don't have, I'll check the questions, we don't have a lot of stuff, but I do have a little bit of news, and we'll try not to make it too long, because at 2100 hours UT, 5 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have a shortwave show, where we're going to chase pirates also. So for this show, I have flavored water. For the radio show, I'll have a beer, because if I take a beer now and a beer at the other show, I'll be drunk at the other show. So, hey everyone, welcome aboard. And yeah, some kind of witch doctor, I guess. This is actually a Halloween tablecloth that I just put a hole in it so I can wear it. So anyways, hey there, Alex, nice to have you here. Tim Robinson, Jerry, David Walker, Sam Gibson from Ireland, nice to have you here. Alexander, nice to have you on board. Shervin Abdullah, Tony Camarena, Ronnie Nevels, Christine Bowman, Bobby Burgess, Green Zelda Yoshi. So yeah, kind of a witch doctor. We'll call it a witch doctor. That's pretty much the costume. Albert Zappa, nice to have you here. Anybody I've missed, say hello, please. Always nice to have all of you on board. And flavored water, that's scary. Well, it's quarter fruit juice and 3/4 water only. And nice to have everybody on board. Patrick Manny, hey there. Cycler39, hello. Nice to have you here. Graham Pemps, nice to have you here. And happy Halloween, everybody. We are at the Live Tech Show. So I hope you enjoyed today's show. A little special because of the Halloween theme, but kind of fun. And hopefully I'll have some time tonight to go out. They're actually, where I live, not very far from where I live, they actually are doing a Halloween street. It's the first time that they do that. It's like they take small streets and they turn them into like Halloween themed streets. So I want to see that tonight. I want to go out and see some of those things for sure. And really nice to have everybody on board, and we'll have a lot of fun, I guess. So of course, donations, paypal.me/shortwave and patreon.com/radioandcomputers. If you can spare a little something, helps me tremendously in actually continuing these live shows. So I hope that you can spare a little something. Help me out here. Without the donations, I probably would not be here at this point, because I would not have been able to do so. But thanks to your donations, I've been able to continue, and they've been tremendous, really helping me a lot. So I want to thank everybody that have donated, and if you are watching my shows all the time and you're not sure, and it's like you like what I do, why not donate a little something? PayPal is a great place. You just send a little something, and you can also join. You got also some. You can join my 11 patrons on Patreon that give me a little something every month if you wish to do so. Sheriff's House, hello there. Nice to have you on board. And yeah, Witch Doctor. We'll call it the Witch Doctor. I think that's the best way to. Basically, I'm a funny witch doctor. I don't think anyone wants to meet a witch doctor that looks like this. So nice to have all of you on board, and pretty cool. So we got some news, of course, as usual, and we'll be checking that out a little bit. So in the news that we have for this week, Microsoft earnings are kind of interesting. I thought we'd talk a little bit about that. So Microsoft, of course, being a publicly owned company, needs to give shareholders a little candy so that they actually know that the company is going well. And so they actually took out some of their earnings with $24.5 billion in revenue, which is pretty good. But what's really what's really interesting in this these earnings is how fast cloud is growing. They were saying that by 2018 they'd have $20 billion cloud money coming in, and they've already gone more than past that and earlier than they thought. So cloud is amazingly good at Microsoft, and it's really pushing the company ahead. But interesting numbers also, if we take the numbers for Windows revenue is up, which is interesting. Also, you got to remember, guys, I posted a little video, but if you are those that have used, for example, the or if you plan to use the Windows 10 free version for people that have assistive technologies, it's basically going to end. You're not going to have it free after December 31st, which brings to mind, are they going to stop the free upgrade at the same time for people that have a Windows 7 or Windows 8 key? If you haven't upgraded, I would upgrade now, either in November or December. I think do it now, because I wouldn't be surprised that at the same time that they actually close that loophole for assistive technologies, they're going to close the loophole for people that have a Windows 7, Windows 8 key. And starting January, it might be gone. The free offer might be totally gone. I think they intentionally left it open for a while, but now they're getting serious and they just want you to, it's time to pay. So also in the earnings, we have Bing 15% up, which is interesting because, for years they lost money with Bing search engine. But now they're making money with the Bing search engine. And actually, I got an invite. Some of you are in the that program that if you do Bing searches, you get reward points and stuff like that. So here in Canada, it was not available until last week. Last week, I got an email saying, "Hey, do searches with Bing and get rewards." So I've actually opted in the program to see. So we'll see if it makes me use Bing a little more, and see what kind of rewards you can get with that. And in the device division, revenues are up for Surface devices, which means they technically should make more money. From what I guess, they should sell more. And the best selling of all their devices is the Surface laptop. Apparently Surface laptop's popular. Now, how popular and what are the exact numbers, that we don't have really an idea, but that's kind of interesting. So Microsoft in pretty good position, and pretty much everywhere they're actually making money. And yeah, rewards a Windows Phone. I'm winning a Windows Phone in 2019. Oh, really? Can you do something about it? No. Can you do something with it? No. Paper holder, something? I don't know. So anyways, Interesting to see that Microsoft is going well. You know, a company that basically, you know, when we reached about 2010, 2008, a lot of people were like, well, that's a dead-end company. You know, it's like IBM becoming that company that's still there, but you don't really know what they're doing, and they're kind of not in what they used to really be before. But you know, it's just interesting to see that now it's kind of a revived company, and a lot of it that I think has to do with Satya Nadella being such a good CEO, basically, at Microsoft. So it's pretty nice when you think about it. The New York Times, that is actually invading the Tor network, and you might say, well, I don't understand why. Well, I got a good idea why, because one of the ideas behind this, and I think it's a good one, is the fact that as a I just pressed the key, as a news source, heavy metal band, oh my god, a funny heavy metal band. So anyways, it's basically interesting, the idea behind it, but you know, I'm wondering also at the same time, I mean, they want to use the Tor network because Tor, for those that wonder, is the browser that brings you into the dark web, the side of the internet that is encrypted. And basically, the idea behind it is good, trying to reach people that governments will censor news. So basically, by censoring news, of course, what's happening is that they can't really get the real news, you know, like China, for example, has censorship, you know, Chinese need to, you know, find a way to get into another type of you know, internet using VPN or so on to get the real news stuff. And many countries actually censor news to just say what they wish to say, and that's it. So by having it on Tor, they're hoping that some people that aren't able to access free press might get it through there, and Tor giving yourself some kind of you know, you're kind of anonymous in there. You know, it might help in getting some news to people there. Hey, happy Halloween! Oh, he's not happy. So, hey, happy Halloween to Riley and Poppy. Hope you guys don't eat too much candy. Although it's Halloween, you can eat as much as you want. Doesn't matter. Tomorrow will go back to normal. So happy Halloween, Riley and Poppy. Nice to have you watching. Hey, Gripple Pearls, happy Halloween. Nice to have you here. And of course, as we continue the tech news on this live tech show. So anyways, interesting experiment. The only thing about New York Times is a lot of the New York Times stuff is paid. So I guess you'll need a subscription of some sort, which is kind of contradiction to what's happening. But anyways, basically, you know, it's interesting to see that they're trying to reach out in here. And it's, I think, you know, one of the things that's for sure a problem, you know, with Tor is regarded as something very negative most of the time. The news we get is, of course, something about, you know, drug dealers and all sorts of bad, you know, websites that deal in pornography and whatever. And basically, that image, of course, you know, they kind of use, I think that the law enforcement actually kind of use that bad image in order to, you know, make it a bad site to go, a bad side of the internet, if you want. But you know, the New York Times is showing us that encrypted tunnel, that dark web, that encrypted side of the internet can actually be used to do good things. And I think we also got to promote that, you know. I remember seeing a post, someone said, well, we should we should shut down all these servers that, you know, do that. The dark web is dangerous. Well, you know, I don't agree with that, because it has bad sides, yeah, but it also has good sides. And that's an example. Trying to have people that can't really say or voice their mind because they're in countries where you're not allowed to really have free speech. An example, Facebook was one of the first websites to actually have a Tor site. So Facebook.onion exists, and it's the Facebook site where they hope that people that are in countries where they can't voice their mind, well, can do it kind of, you know, anonymously, basically over the web. So, you know, good sides and bad sides to everything. Yes, Canada does celebrate Halloween, and it's here. I know here in Montreal and Quebec, it's a pretty big thing. Halloween is almost as big as Christmas here. It's you know, the only difference is we don't have a day off. But I personally think they should put Halloween as a paid day off like Christmas, because I mean it's pretty big here in general. So Gripple Pearls, nice to have you on board, and it's cool to have everybody here. So anyways, you know, interesting use. So Windows 10 Fall Careers Update. Hey, we're at 2 weeks now. 2 weeks since the rollout. And I am not on the HF Underground chat, Bobby, right now. So anyways, Miss Lady Catherine, nice to have you here, as usual. Let's do another demonstration for those that missed the beginning of the show. I've got my little cough in here, so, you know. So anyways, we are 2 weeks into, yeah, it's kind of scary, 2 weeks into the Fall Careers Update. That, I think the scary team probably goes for a lot of people. It's scary to know that you have a really huge upgrade that's coming. So basically, what's happening is, you know, it's been 2 weeks now, and if we look at the rollout, you know, I mean, I do get, you know, it's interesting because I get the feedback from my Windows channel, and some of you that have written to me emails, some of you that have posted comments or sent me private messages on YouTube, and also the feedback I see from different forums where, you know, people voice their frustrations or happiness. And basically, it's really interesting to look at the data. Now, you know, from my vantage point, and you can see Cat Paul is looking at me like wondering what I do. So anyways, get that. You see? Trying to get Paul the cat here. Get that. He's looking and wondering. Get that. He's just kind of curious about everything that I'm wearing right now. Get that. So you can see? Doesn't seem to... He's not sure. He's like, what the hell is that? So, get that. Get that one. He doesn't want it. So anyways, from, you know, my vantage point, the rollout is going well. It's almost going as well as the creators update itself. And well, he's not scared actually, Patrick Manny. He's curious, not really scared. He's just kind of curious about what the hell is this. So, anyways, the from my vantage point, Fall Careers update is rolling out really well. It seems to be very, very, very solid for most people. Yes, I know. Some of you have issues, and it will always be like that for pretty much everybody. I think, you know, every time we have a big update, there's always a small percentage of people that have issues. So there are some issues, yes. The biggest one being the apps that are kind of disappeared, and they're actually there. They're just not. They're just not. You know. They're just not. They just don't appear anywhere, unfortunately. But so, anyways, there's that. There's a few little glitches here and there, depending on some people. Some people can't upgrade. We know that certain hardware is also unable to upgrade. So there's going to be a cumulative update. There's going to be things that's going to happen for sure to try to fix it. For that. But it's a small amount of people. Really small amount of people. So. So yeah, I've received your email about that, which is kind of interesting. I'll be a question: Are your images on an external hard drive? By the way, Sheriff's House. So just out of curiosity, is it an external hard drive that you got pictures on it, or is it a hard drive that's part of your machine all the time? I'm just curious on that one. So I'll be, I keep an eye on the reported problems and the amount of reported issues. But okay, that's interesting. Because I do have, Sheriff's House. I do have like, thousands of pictures on my computer, and the thumbnails are there. Everything is there and doesn't glitch. So I'm wondering if. It's as if something is trying to kind of recheck all the. So, great proposal. In French, I was saying, viens-t'en. Viens-t'en means come here. Viens-t'en. Allez. Viens-t'en. Viens-tu? He's there looking at me. He's like, what the hell? I'm not sure what this is. Viens-tu? Viens-tu, are you coming? So anyways, that's weird. They just reset every day. Oh, he wants to. Come on. Honey. Yeah, hey there. Mr. Cat is here. Just say hello to everybody. Mr. Cat is here. Camera's a little high. I'm just going to try to... Oh, it's just too high. I don't know if I can reach it, and I'll try to show you Paul the cat. Here's Mr. Cat saying hello to everybody. Mr. Paul decided to jump over and say, yeah, okay, I'm coming. So here's Mr. Cat. All I would need today was to be a black cat. You guys should have seen this at the dollar store. There were Halloween disguises for cats, and I was just thinking I won't buy one of those because I don't think he's gonna want to wear a Halloween costume. It's not something that I think he would enjoy. So I thought, nah, because I thought it would have been real funny if I could put him in a Halloween costume of some sort. But anyways, he's just so cute and such a great little kitty. So Paul the cat is here, guys. Just put this back up here. There we go. Anyways, so that's it. For the glitches and in what is the fall careers update. But for most people, it is it's just it's just a good rollout. We know now that we're at 5.3% of all Windows 10 PCs that are on Fall Careers Update also, which is a very fast rollout. They're really pushing it fast, which is kind of interesting. Joe D-Bank, nice to have you here. And so he doesn't seem to be very upset at my disguise right now. And so it's pretty cool to have to have this rollout going. And of course, there are some glitches. We'll be checking it out. Well, you know, we'll be checking it out. Thanks, Tim, for your donation. Much appreciated. Anyways, what a cool Sheriff's House, and I will be checking all of that anyways. And if I find a fix or something that we can, you know, you can do, I'll gladly share that on the channel. For those that were wondering, because a lot of people have been saying, hey, post more videos of Fall Couriers Update stuff. It's coming. It's just, you know, time is something I have a lot of difficulty finding enough of. But as you know, every time I get some moments myself, I can tell you, I will basically, you know, do more and more videos for sure. So Kenley says, hey there, Paul, to the cat. Woof woof. So you're popular. You're popular. You're popular. So yes, I wore this to the interview, absolutely. So your touchpad stopped working. Yeah, two things to check out. You might have switched it off using the function keys on your keyboard. Some touchpads have a on-off switch, which is by the function key FN on the bottom left of your keyboard and some other key on your keyboard. So that could be one thing. It could be just frozen electronically because maybe there was some static electricity. If it's a desktop, just shut it down, unplug it from the wall. No, it's a touchpad, so it's a laptop. So you just answered the question. So if for the laptop, unplug it from your the wall socket. Remove the battery if you have a battery on it. Remove the battery, and then press the power button for like 10 seconds to make sure that all the power is gone from the laptop. Put the battery back and restart. It might start working again. And third, it could be in the BIOS that it's shut. That for some reason it's shut off. So, but usually it's shut off in one way. So, almost every time that I had the notepad stop working, it was either switched off by a command. So, you know, that's when it's good and nice to go to the website of your manufacturer and download the manual from them. They will have all the details of the touchpad, and or else try what I told you. Remove the power from the laptop, shut it down, remove the battery from it, press the power button for 10 seconds to make sure that the power is off everywhere. Put the battery back, put the power back, and turn on the PC. If it starts working again, then you know why. But there's a lot of laptops have the on-off switch also. So check that out with your FN key for sure. It's probably just that. Last but not least, make sure that you have the drivers installed for the pad. If the driver's not there, maybe the touchpad isn't working. To do that, you can right-click on your start button, and from there you can go to the device manager and check out the device manager to make sure that the drivers are there. So you should see something like pointing devices. I think it's pointing devices for the touchpad. Yeah, mice and other pointing device. You should see Synaptics, you know, port, touchpad, and so on. Make sure the driver's there and installed. That's another thing you can try. If it's not, try updating the driver from there, or go to your laptop's manufacturer website and check if they have a download of the touchpad driver that you can reinstall on your PC. These are a few things you can try. Surface Phone, that comes back all the time. It's like a haunting. It's like being in a graveyard of Windows phones and basically having something. Okay, Try a few things that I told you about. If it doesn't show there, that's also a problem. It means it's off. It doesn't show. Check the BIOS. If you can go into your BIOS or your in your UEFI settings to check that it's turned on, and try the removal of the power and battery trick. Maybe there's something there. You know, it's not totally impossible that there could be a glitch. It's not totally impossible that, you know, it might have gone bad for some reason. But especially in the winter time, or when we start having very, very dry moments, we sometimes have static electricity, and when you touch the pad, we get a discharge from our finger to the pad. That can ruin the touchpad. So you got to be careful. So check these things out. It might not be much. You just need to put it on again, switch it on again, basically. And download the manual. Go to your manufacturer website, check your model number, download they all have the full manual of their computers. A lot of people don't know that, but one of the things that you need to know is almost everybody that has a laptop or a desktop from a company, HP, Dell, Acer, whatever, they all have a full manual that's available online. So check it out. Go get the manual and check out your keyboard, how it works. Check the notepad in there. Maybe they'll tell you, oh, by the way, you can switch it off by doing this or that, and you'll understand it. Maybe you did switch it off somehow. So I got to check it out. So thanks for the comment, Alec. You know, this is really a last-minute costume. I had this tablecloth that is Halloween themed, and I thought, okay. And I had this hat that actually a friend of mine has given. Actually, he loaned me this hat last year, and I just didn't give it back yet. So I thought, well, I'll use it this year. So I thought, you know, have a little fun. These are things I had already in a box. A little rest in peace, little Dracula. That thing is a kind of a tree, a spooky tree or some sort. That I've had for at least 10 years. And also the coffin here. I've had that for at least 10 years. These are old decorations that I put away, and when Halloween comes, I just bring them out for a couple of weeks, and it's kind of fun. So anyway, Surface Phone. This week we yeah, this is the only thing I bought today. I bought at the dollar store. They had this for $1.25, which is a little kind of some hair with little flashing lights. And I thought, hey, that'd be cool. I'll just, you know, put it under the hat and let it go out. So anyways, whoa. He wants to say, you know, he wants to voice his mind. So basically, the Surface Phone is, you know, came back to light this week or last week with a news from Windows Central saying, hey, Microsoft's really working on a phone. But, you know, the more I read, and I've read the article at different places, and the more I read, the more I think no, I think Microsoft's working on a tablet. I think they're working on a foldable tablet. Because the idea behind it is it's going to be a foldable device and everything. I think it's going to be a foldable tablet running Windows 10 on ARM. That would be my guess. And I would be very, very surprised that Microsoft would actually have a new phone. And not just that, there was a very nice article today I was reading about how Microsoft is pushing everybody on Android towards getting all sorts of, you know, apps from Microsoft on their Android device, like, you know, Cortana. You know, you can have Office on your Android device. I mean, I've got Cortana that I love on my Android phone. I use it more than Google Voice, actually. I've got the Microsoft Launcher, which makes an Android phone really beautiful. And of course, you can, you know, get OneDrive for Cortana, which I love, when I take pictures on my phone, they are already automatically sent to OneDrive. I just turn on my Windows 10 PC, and all the pictures that I took in the day or the last week, they're all up there. They're already there. I can already see them on every device I've got. That's kind of cool, you know, I like that. So, you know, this almost tops the Santa suit. So, you know, kind of interesting costume. I went to the bedroom to look myself in the mirror, and I was like, okay, not too bad. It's okay, you know, simple, but not too bad. The drunk Santa, oh God. I still remember that email I got from that mom that was really mad because she actually stumbled across what looked like a innocent Santa on YouTube, and when she actually looked at it, she said it was horrible that Santa would actually drink wine and that it messes up children. I should not do that, and I should not, as a Santa, drink wine. I was like, what the hell? I'm a bad Santa, that's it. Who cares, you know? I gotta tell you. So, hey, I love all of you too, by the way. Let's share the love tonight, the Halloween love. It's so cool, by the way, to have everybody that, you know, the regulars from last season of live shows with, you know, Grateful Pearls and Miss Lady Catherine, and everybody is cool, you know, Christine Bowman, Tim Robinson, Patrick, Bobby, all the familiar names, you know. Douglas Perry, hi there, nice to have you here. Andrea Arias, nice to have you here. Happy Halloween. And for those that are, by the way, on my radio shows, I have a special radio show after this. So this, I'll try to hand it around, you know, 4:30 Eastern, about an hour from now. Take a 20-minute break, 20-minute pee break, and kind of, you know, just walk around a little bit. 5 p.m. Eastern, 2100 UTC, we are going to be on the radio channel. And we're really chasing radio pirates. So if you guys want to continue to chat, 30 minutes later, we're on the radio channel. Just go there and we'll enjoy all of that. By the way. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun with the radio stuff. And also, I want to warn everybody, we are actually changing our clocks this weekend. So starting next Tuesday, this show will be an hour earlier. So basically, we'll still be at 3 p.m. Eastern time, but UTC time will be at an hour later, sorry, 2000 hours UT instead of 1900 hours UT. So we'll be an hour later. So this weekend, we're getting back to standard time, Eastern Standard Time here, which means that we'll be an hour later. Well, an hour earlier, but an hour later. So I'm all mixed up here. It's an hour earlier or later. Yeah, it's 5 hours instead of 4. So it's 2000. Anyways, I'm mixing up myself. Imagine how people get mixed up when we change times. So anyways, well, we're staying at 3 p.m. Eastern time, but it's going to be 2000 hours UTC. And because winter time, 8, because UTC and UK time are going to be the same now, it's going to be 8. So basically this weekend we're going back 1 hour. Question: how do I get my resume to post into an application online? Usually your resume is in some kind of format. You have it in text or in Word or in some format. Usually what happens is when you go online to a place where you can send your application and they ask you to actually put a copy of your resume, what they will usually do is they'll have a little button that you click that will let you basically, it's going to open a file explorer window where you'll be able to go into the folder where your resume is in your computer. So say for example your resume is in My Documents. Well, you'll have to go to My Documents and click on it. If it's on your desktop, then you'll need to go on your desktop and click on it through that File Explorer window. They usually have a little button that lets you, that opens really a File Explorer window. So it usually works like that. Most of the places I've seen where you can send online applications will take your resume in a form or another. So you need to have it, some will accept it in Word. You can post it or you can save it. If you use Word, you can save it in PDF, which is also probably something they'll accept. But anywhere that you go for applications today is pretty much all the time a little button. You know, once you'll see add your resume here, for example, there's a little button you'll click. It's gonna pop up a File Explorer window. Just go to the folder where your resume is, click on it, and click open or add or whatever, and it's gonna be there. So it shouldn't be that difficult, Miss Lady Catherine. So anyways, some kind of foldable device, apparently in 2018. And yes, I got your emails, Alex. So basically, you know, that's it. Hey, how about that Amazon thing? People going to your home. And I've got more info now. I actually really have a lot more info about how it works, because at first I was like, not really sure I want to have anybody come in my home and leave a package there. But then again, I saw the statistics. In the United States, $4 billion is the amount of things that are stolen or never arrive every year. So it is a big issue. And Amazon wants to deal with that, because they say that the amount of, you know, people that didn't receive their packages is quite high, and they want to try to do something about it. So the way it works, okay, for that Amazon thing where they can unlock your door and leave the package inside, is they have a kit. It's $249.99, includes installation. So basically they install that in your home with a special electronic door lock. There's a camera and everything, you know, and they install it themselves. It works only in places where Amazon has their own crews that actually can deliver packages. So apparently in certain markets in the United States right now, you guys have the real deal Amazon guys going to send, you know, with the packages to your home. So what they do actually is that they just basically have the possibility to unlock your door and leave packages there. So, you know, thinking about how it works and with the way that they do things, I think somebody that receives a lot of packages and isn't home, it might be an interesting idea. You know, I was thinking about it yesterday. I received a Good Food box. Good Food is like Blue Apron in the United States. It's meals that you get all the ingredients, and they actually you cook the meals. You know, you got some really, and it's really cool. I like Good Food a lot. I've been receiving these for maybe, what, I don't know, 4 months. You know, once a month I take a week of Good Food, and it's really cool. You know, and yesterday I was thinking about that because they left the box outside, really outside. So I was like, okay, my box is, you know, I didn't know, because what happens is, like on Good Food, they don't even ring the doorbell. They just put the box there. And I was thinking about it, you know, it's like, well, anybody could steal the box. It's just lying there outside. So I guess, you know, the idea behind this isn't bad at all. And being Amazon employees, you know, what I was scared of when I actually had that news, I was scared of, okay, I don't want to have a UPS guy that I don't know, or a Canada Post guy, or a, you know, whatever, Federal Express guy that I don't know and I've never seen come in my house and leave a package there. So it's you know, that I would not like. But Amazon employees that are trained to do that, it's a different story. I mean, and the way to do it with, you know, the electronic lock and a camera that actually is there to make sure that you can see what the guy or the girl that went with your package did, is also cool, because it means you will see what they do. So you have a proof. You have proof also of, yeah, they just left the package. You didn't go inside and start, you know, snooping around my home for the fun of it. So really nice. So, you know, I think it's really interesting. I think it's a cool idea, and you know, there has to be something done. You know, I receive a lot of packages over the years, and I must say, probably, you know, out of, not a lot, but there are a few that I never received, and you know, I had to call back and say, hey, I never got that. Mostly eBay stuff, though. Hey, Douglas Elliott, nice to have you on board. Thank you. So, you know, I guess it's a cool thing, and you know, it's a way to fight off the people that steal your stuff. So for those that are late, let's do another demonstration of the coffin in the tree here. Interesting. Here, people are talking in the chat room about trick-or-treating and how it works and everything. Here, it's still very much a door-to-door. Little kids going door to door. And there's a lot of kids here. I mean, the prime hour here is between probably 7 and 8:30 p.m. Between 7 and 8:30 p.m. It's like there's full of little kids everywhere, and it's one of the things I like to do, by the way, is go out and watch the kids, this guys, and having candy and everything. So oh man. Hey, Danielle Walsh, nice to have you here. So you know, somebody had a nice post on Facebook, one of my friends on Facebook. And you know what, I thought, yeah, that's a great thing. She was posting when teenagers get candy, instead of always saying, hey, aren't you a little old for candy? Just remember one thing: if they're with their friends getting candy, they're not doing drugs, they're not doing some bad things somewhere you don't know where. They're just having fun with their friends getting candy like when they were young. Don't tell them that. Don't tell them, aren't you a little old for candy? It's better for them to do that than not knowing where they are and what they are actually doing. And I thought, you know what? That's a really good way of thinking, actually, for sure. So, get to the teens, do a lot of crap to houses and cars. Now here it's a very, you know, Montreal is a very, very cool place. I mean, there's nothing bad happening really much. There are bad things, I mean, but here it's really, you know, it is pretty quiet and pretty much fun. There's not a lot of bad things, you know. We don't have a lot of scary stuff happening here, and people are just nice here, just overall nice. So it's pretty cool. So anyways, oh really? Wow. It's sad, you know, when you hear that, Smashing Pumpkins and all the thing. And I'm not talking about the group Smashing Pumpkins. What's the song they did, Smashing Pumpkins? I'm trying to remember what song they did that was popular. So anyways, Piracy. Piracy of games is on the news this week. And you know what, Alex? Alex says I need to walk outside and get candy. the band, Smashing Pumpkins. I'm trying to remember what they had. You know, last year I took a walk after, and I went to a street, and there was one street in particular where there was no kids. It's a little bit of street where, you know, it's like people don't go there. It's like the way it's positioned, you got to go around and then go to that street to have, you know, 1 or 2 people giving candy. So nobody goes there really. And I was going there, I was passing by there, and it was just so funny because there's these 2 women and they have full of candy, and they look at me and they said, hi, you want to have some candy? Because nobody's coming over and we have all of this. So if you want candy, take it. It's like, well, okay, I'll take some. And they were like complaining that, you know, and I was telling them, well, it's because of the way it's made. You should be at the corner street or something, because the other streets are full of little kids. And that street had nobody. So it's like, take some candy, take some candy. It's like, okay, I'm going to take candy. It's okay. Just funny. So, you know. Hey, Sean Robinson, nice to have you on board. So, game piracy is in the news this week because we've learned that many games, including Assassin's Creed Origins, is actually one of the games that has copy protection in the code that is so strong, and so the way it's actually made, it takes so much power from your PC that actually it forces some people to upgrade their PCs for more powerful computers, not because the game is asking for more, but the anti-piracy thing in there takes too much power out of the PC. And you know, it always brings me to one of the things that I always thought over the years, and over 20 years of going through you know, fix people's computers, one of the things that was recurrent that they could see all the time. Oh, it's 1979, Tim. 1979, I think, is the one I know. From Smashing Pumpkins. So, basically, oh man, that's a nice, the nice radio there. So anyways, basically, one of the biggest things that I've seen, you know, over the years were that you reinstall Windows, for example, and you get all these people that have, and it's, you know, they have these keys that work once, or this copy protection thing that once you reinstall it, it doesn't want to reinstall. You gotta go, you just go crazy over trying to reinstall stuff, and people get mad at that. And I, as a tech guy, I often got mad at that. It was like, oh man, you know, that copy protection shit. It's just that it basically mostly. Hey, Hata Wahinta, nice to have you here. Welcome to the Halloween show. And so basically, it's something that prevents nothing, because hackers and, let's face it, tech guys know where to get the same software without copy protection, and still, you know, still basically, you know, their copy protection stuff doesn't prevent anybody from, the real guys, from getting whatever they want for free. But it really, really drives regular folks, you know, the everyday people, completely nuts, basically, which is really sad. And I think copy protection doesn't do the good thing, doesn't really do what it needs to do, and I think it's a little stupid the way that it's done. And guys that want to have the game for free, they'll still have it. There's always somebody somewhere that knows how to remove copy protection of different things, for sure. So, yes, yeah, well, you know, it depends on the game. Some games have more than others. Some don't have that much. But, you know, still, the copy protection on most games is easy to it's easy to basically just you know, remove it. If you go to people that go to torrents or different things like that, they actually know. They actually know, you know, where to get this stuff for free. So I always thought that copy protection was kind of a thing of, you know, that shouldn't be used. And it's sad because look at that. I'm sure some people are not just playing the game because, well, I'm not going to buy a new PC just to play that. And it's sad because the reason why is the copy protection. It's just too heavy. Just crazy. So happy Halloween, everybody. Let's do a little demonstration again of my little coffin and tree. So as for JB Taylor, I've actually I can use Cortana to restart. If I ask the restart, it works, but I can't shut it down. It doesn't want to shut down, and it's supposed to usually work. It's really weird, I can tell you that. So it's really really crazy here. I saw something here. I saw something I want to see. Where people are, is XFM going to be pirate tonight? For those that I'm going to have the live show tonight for the radio side, by the way, for those that want to go there on the radio side. Just one thing. Yes, a talking coffin. And a tree that moves and anyways, it's I'll have a radio show at 5 p.m. 2100 hours UT today. I know one thing, there's a pirate called Creepy Radio, which is aka Cool AM Radio in Netherlands, having a relay. Apparently tonight, two pirates, Clever Name Radio and Moonlight Radio, will relay Creepy Radio. He wants to be in. So there will be some pirate stations tonight for sure. We'll be tuning that starting at 2100 UT on the radio channel. Hey, a tech journal has actually officially announced 2017 year of the ransomware. They say that in this year of 2017, the amount of ransomware and of this thing is itching. I'm like itching all over because of that thing. So anyways, basically, yeah, he is, and he's getting relayed. The creepy radio is being relayed by U.S. pirates also. One report, yeah, maybe in Europe, in North America or Europe. Tyler Salisbury, nice to have you here, by the way. So anyways, 2017 year of the ransomware. What I want to say is make sure that you stay safe, be careful with ransomware. Usually comes in through either email, most of it through email. Don't click on attachments of some sort of any kind. Don't click on bad things. You don't. It's the worst thing you can do. And just be careful whatever you download. Don't really click on anything that is weird, and don't fall for these fake, oh, your flash is outdated or whatever. That's very, very important. But it is really, really something bad going on for sure. What verbal command am I using? Well, I say the magic name, and then I say shut down PC. And restart PC. And it actually does it. So hey, restart PC. And for me it restarts. But the shutdown PC doesn't. Doesn't work at all for some reason. And it's supposed to, by the way. So that's how Wayne talking about, in a old age home where broken hips. A story I can tell you about that is in 2007. I spent Christmas Day next to my mom that had a broken hip in her old home where she was. And I got there at 11 a.m. And to give you guys an idea of how shitty it was, the ambulance, because my mom was still there, alert, she was talking to me. They had to prioritize the ambulance because since it was Christmas, there were a lot of ambulance workers that were on Christmas vacation. And when I called at 11 a.m. in the morning, and I spent 5 hours sitting next to my mom on the floor at her old age home where she was, trying to talk about something because I had to wait for the damn ambulance. I can tell you that I'll never forget for the rest of my life. So anyways, don't fall for any ransomware, please. A woman in California is actually suing Facebook because she says that the bad news or the fake news that was on Facebook is actually something that shouldn't be there, that it made her take bad decisions, and it's Facebook's fault for letting through fake news. So I don't know, should we make companies like Facebook or Twitter, should they be responsible for having fake news on their network? And let's face it, I mean, there are fake news that it's obvious that it's fake news. But let's face it, there's fake news that you're not really sure it's fake news. There's a lot of fake news that is kind of difficult to really make sure that it's fake. You gotta, dig in. And I was thinking, at first I was like, okay, another one, another lady that wants to have some cash by, suing Facebook or a big billion-dollar company for some reason. But then I started thinking about it. Maybe we should punish, Facebook or Twitter or any big organization that has fake news that they let through. Then again, it's kind of complicated. I mean, say you're on Facebook and one of your friends posts the fake news. Kind of crazy when you think about it. Eh? I have a news item about Microsoft Edge, but I don't have the note here, and I'm actually trying to remember what I wanted to talk about in Microsoft Edge, and I can't. I just can't remember what I wanted to say about Edge at all, except the fact that I love it on my Android phone. If you have an Android phone or tablet, do install Microsoft Edge. It works really, really, basically really the best browser. I think it's the best browser for Android. It's fast, it works well, and it's easy to share. I can tell you that. So I haven't put it in the news, Grapple Pearls, but today there was that news item about YouTube had posted a Russian group posted 1,100 videos that they were using to try to change the outcome of the U.S. elections. Just crazy. I'm not I'm not talking too much about it, and I didn't put it in the news because every time I talk about either Donald Trump or I talk about something about that, I get hate mail from people saying you shouldn't talk about things that you don't know about. Yeah, well, some people are sensitive and think that because I talk about something I don't know about, well, I know a little more than they think. I can tell you that. So, you know, it's kind of crazy. But you know what's crazy? What's difficult there, Grateful Pearls, is mostly the you know, when your friends post the fake news, it's kind of crazy. You're gonna tell Facebook that Facebook's the problem if your own friends do it, you know. And yes, for those that want to know the truth, Snopes.com is a great website. Douglas, well, you know what? I didn't want I didn't want to talk about in Albert Zappa. It wasn't about that, but you guys are talking about that. I think why not? As we're on the Microsoft Edge. I know it's not related to that I wanted to talk, but it's a good idea to talk about this one. So Microsoft was doing a demonstration, a Azure cloud demonstration, and they were using Microsoft Edge in the demonstration. And it was just so funny because the Microsoft Edge browser kind of froze there while the demonstration, and not once, several times. And around halfway into the demonstration, the guy used Edge to download Google Chrome browser to continue on his demonstration. And it was just a funny moment. And when he installed, he had to click the, oh, do you want to send Google some information to make Chrome better? And he actually put the check mark and said, well, why not? Let's give Chrome information so they can make this Google Chrome browser better. And everybody started laughing. It was like, okay. So, you know, one of those awkward moments where live is showing you that sometimes there are things that just doesn't work well. But it was just kind of funny, you know, at an Azure cloud demonstration at Microsoft, and they download Google Chrome. just crazy. And that's whoa, that's pretty much the news I've got. Let me check out something here. I will go to my mail app and see what I've got here. So what else do we have? So there's Tommy that had some questions last week that I'll talk about today. So he says that he's got the Fall Creators update on the first day that it appeared. He installed it Wednesday the 18th, went flawlessly, no issues whatsoever. So really nice. One feature he likes is the phone app where you can link your phone. So he likes that, pretty cool, and he loves that. So also he's talking about his own PC. Says he had to turn on the air conditioning because the PC was kind of showing that it was pretty hot. So he's of course sent me a link to a heatsink, AMD heatsink and everything, which is fine, by the way. If you want to buy that, it's with the motherboard you've got, it's okay. And you know, I don't have a temperature reading here. I think they're not telling me any temperatures. And remember that, you know, AMD can often go to you know, 70, 75, 80 degrees Celsius, and it'd still be okay. But and you know, usually when you get too hot, the PC shuts off. But it's not a bad idea to get a better heatsink. But if it's, you know, if you don't go higher than 60, you don't need to. Once for sure. So and what else do we have? how to get into your BIOS since no, but since yeah, time to look at it. Power on the computer says post power on self-test process, and when the message below appears on the setup, press Del key to enter setup. If the message disappears before you respond and you still wish to enter setup, restart the system. Yep, absolutely. Based on what I just typed, when do I press delete key on my keyboard? Right when it says top main stability like motherboard or something like that. Well, you press the delete key usually when you turn on your PC, you have briefly a screen that is like, you know, for example, if it's a Dell, often you'll have a Dell screen, or Toshiba, you'll have a Toshiba screen, and so on. Right smack there in the beginning. As soon as your PC starts, it has to be done before you get into Windows, because once Windows starts loading, you're already too late. It has to be right there, smack at the beginning. Dell, you press that delete key, and be careful if you use a wireless keyboard. Some wireless keyboards are not compatible with that feature. You might need to have a plugged-in keyboard and a USB port in order for that to work, by the way. So just to let you know here. Apart from that, we have a few other things. So Steve Martin talking about you're talking about your thumbnails that have to rebuild all the time, so this is kind of interesting. I'll be checking into that for sure. Alex Tuttle has usual problem with the video card driver that always wants to, you know, update, and but the problem is, the biggest problem with that is it's not a problem for Microsoft, so they'll never have a fix for it. So and for the GPU and the graph, it depends on the computer and the hardware, Alexander. Some PCs with specific hardware will not have the GPU. If you have a dedicated GPU, it should appear, but I know that it doesn't work with every device. It's not all GPUs that will give you access, Alexander, to the GPU tab in your task manager. It really depends on your computer. So in your case, it's not there. Like in my PCs doesn't have any GPU there for sure. Douglas Elliott talking about his, and you know, I gotta say, I have to talk about it too. The damn folder controlled access. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's a fantastic thing, the controlled folder access, because it lets you, you know, it can protect you a lot. And I'm really sad because the problem is that it's just crazy, that there's like, you know, it doesn't work well. Every time your app updates, it just doesn't recognize it anymore, and it's just darn too complicated to just add anything there. I mean, it's one of the coolest features, I think, that can protect everybody, but it's one of the damn worst design feature of Windows 10, the control folder access, which is really sad. I can tell you that. So yes, not everybody has it, unfortunately, for the GPU tab. I think it really needs, specific hardware for it to be there in the task manager. So Jacqueline Black, nice to have you here. So anyways, you know, it's sad because it's crazy. Well, you know what, Tim? I don't like the fact that you click that it alerts you, because too many people click OK just to get that window out of the way. So somebody will get a malware, for example, and basically the malware will ask you for permission, and by, you know, just knowing about it, basically is the fact that you understand that a lot of people are going to click yes, and malware is going to get in. So I don't want to have a control folder access that you answer yes or not for the save. I really want to have, yeah, I just saw the tweet go through, Tyler. I just saw the, I think we need to have it done in a way that, okay, you give it access to the specific apps. It has to be easy, so you got to have the app list. Like when you go in settings and app, just click the apps, select your apps. They should be like maybe check marks. So you have your app list, this, boop, and it should recognize when there's an update to that app. Well, Tim, it's because one of the things that I would probably like with that is maybe to have it eventually turned on by default or something. I don't know. I really don't know. So it's really Ripple Pro likes the fact that she doesn't have to click the numlock key when I sign in, since I have numbers and password. Yeah, it actually does automatically do that on most PCs, absolutely. So kind of interesting. So there's a pirate on 6950 AM. Yeah, well, all apps do have, well, okay, all regular programs have exe files, but concerning the apps that come from the Windows Store, it's a different story, absolutely. But I think we need to have it as an app list, and you put the check marks in front of the apps that you wanted them to give the permission. But right now it's screwed up. It's one of the worst design thing. I started using it, and after 3 days I shut it off. I started having updates. It's like, oh, after an update, it doesn't recognize it anymore. What the hell is that? And I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna start going into control folder access to give access every day to some app that updated. Or no, that is such a baloney, such a bad idea the way they did it. It needs to be improved a lot, I can tell you that. So oh yeah, that's true. Your search box is not working, Ripple Pearls, absolutely. Patrick Manny got banned on one channel for mentioning pot player. They thought it was promoting drugs. I gotta say, pot player is like, okay. So anyways. But I think it needs to be, we have the app list. I mean, we have already an app list. When you go into settings and apps, they're all there. So that same list should appear when you ask for controlled folder access. You should click, okay, let apps through, and it should have the same list that there's in apps and little check marks. So I think it's right now it's bad. Whoa, right now it's really bad. I can tell you that. So apart from that, so we are at show number 94. Oh, that's 93, but it's 94 that we are at. And we are October 31st, Halloween. So, no, the Win32 apps that are installed as programs all appear within the apps list. The only ones that might not appear are ones that are executables that directly work when you click on it. But everything that installs with the little setup thing, they are all in the app list. Pretty much all of them. Grateful Pearls, what is Microsoft doing with Outlook Premium? Are they trying to drive everybody over to Office 365? Seems that way. What else are they going to kill? Yes, they are. You know, they are in several layers. They are in several places. Really pushing everybody to Office 365. I think they want to have a unified interface that does everything that you pay through for every month or every year and get these services. Because Outlook Premium is a paid service, so they don't want to have it separate. And we know that for a while. We know that for a while they were trying to move Outlook into that Outlook Premium side, that Office side, Office 365. So it's I think the first step. And the thing is, they did it on. The thing is, on the Office side, we heard about this because they didn't talk about it in the Outlook side themselves. It's kind of funny. But you know what? Like Patrick says, I don't need Office 365. But the thing is, if it doesn't cost more, so say you are paying Outlook Premium and it costs you $100 a year. If for $100 a year, not only do you have still the Outlook Premium, but everything that Office 365 can give you. And it's up to you to install Office or not, but it adds 1 terabyte of storage. It adds tons of other functionalities like that. I think we have to look at the big picture. Not look at the picture of Office 365 as being just Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and so on, which a lot of people don't need. But if you're to pay something online, you know, for example, if you pay for Office 365, you don't have to download Office. You can still use a 1 terabyte drive. So you could, if you want to have 1 terabyte of OneDrive, subscribe to Office 365 just for the 1 terabyte drive and not even download Office, because if you don't use it, you don't need it. So I think it's, you go to one place, and I think that's also one thing that's going to happen. Right now they're calling it Office 365. I think that at some point we'll have a rebrand, and at some point the service is going to be called Microsoft 365. And depending on the price you pay, we'll give you access to more or less different things together. But I think they're going to call it Microsoft 365 sometime in 2018. We'll have that. That's my prediction. Office 365 will become a Microsoft 365. And Great Pearls, nope. If you reset your photo app, it will reset the thumbnails that it has inside and maybe the little folders it created. But all your pictures are going to stay there. Even if you uninstall the photo app, your pictures are you're still in your PC. That doesn't touch your pictures at all. It just fixes or changes the app if it's broken. So don't worry, you can do it absolutely safe, no problem. It's just And if you uninstall the photo app because you don't like it, you still have the Microsoft Photo Viewer that was in Windows XP and Windows 7 that still can show your pictures like they did before if you have them in some folders, for example. So Well, one of the things for photos that you just have to know is that it looks at the standard folders. But if you have pictures somewhere else, they won't see it for sure. Alex Tuttle says, for people that do not use OneDrive, and if you want to use their local server for storage, do you have to have Office 365 or Office 2017 versus 365? If you want to use Exchange or locals, all sorts of their local storage servers, stuff like that, you need to be on Office 365. that unlocks all of these details. But it gives you at the same time 1 terabyte of OneDrive. It gives you at the same time a lot of things, which is not the same thing as Office. We're at Office 2016 right now. If you get just Office 2016 standalone, you don't get any of these things at all, because you just paid a license to use a standalone software. Where Office 365 as a subscription will do it. So I'll check that out to Gripple Pearls, but I don't think you can stop the auto creation of albums. The auto creation of albums works directly from your PC. It looks at your pictures and does it. It's not a OneDrive thing. It will sync through OneDrive on different, if you have pictures there and pictures everywhere on other PCs. But at the basics, it does it really directly within your computer. So I don't think OneDrive has anything to do except sync everything everywhere. So meaning if OneDrive is shut off, it's not going to spread on other computers you've got that will have the same, because here, you know, that's what's happening. If I look here on my PC there, if I look at another Windows 10 PC, in my photo app, I got everything everywhere. It synchronizes everything everywhere. But if you start the OneDrive, it's not going to spread, meaning I won't see here what I see here, but it's still going to do it on my main PC. And if you've got just one PC, it's still going to do it. So basically, it's, you know, yeah, on some computers maybe, but it's a very small. There's not a lot of there's not a lot of people, Patrick, that have that issue. But I did see that go through, that some people have a file that really gets too big. Alex says, is it okay if I want to stay in 1607 if it works fine? Due to problems with Fog Creators Update with a shutdown that keeps you signed in after restart and reboot. As long as you get updates, yeah. You know, I mean, you can get the regular security updates. It's totally safe. It's absolutely all right. And basically, you know, I don't think you got any problem there. But at some point, they're going to tell you, okay, 1607 is not supported anymore. Then you'll have to move maybe to 1703. So you got the same problem with 1703. 1607 end of life is, let me just check it out here. So 1607, it's a good question. End of life, Windows 10, 1607. End of life, March 2018. And it's tentatively, that means we don't have an official date, but they think March of 2018 is the end of life of 1607. So that means that means you got up till until March probably before they announce that, okay, no more updates. So you can keep it like that for now. Maybe there's a cumulative update that's going to fix something, for sure. Now the one says likes the auto albums. You can go and make new albums and move photos as you like later. Yeah, I don't find it too bad in the auto albums also, because it actually recognizes a lot of things. Well, what you could do, Alex, and that's what I would do, go to 1703. And once you're at 1703, put yourself on a metered connection. Go into your connection and the Ethernet connection if you're plugged in. You will see metered connection. Turn it on. Once you've turned on metered connection, only the security updates will actually go through. So that will fix your problem. As long as you're on metered connection, you will not have the Fall Careers update go through. So that's something you could do. you will get security updates. So metered connection will give you only security updates. From what I know, it will stop. It might even, you know what, I'm not sure, but I kind of think that it might even stop your NVIDIA driver from updating. Because I think metered connection changes things so that only security, the most important stuff, goes through. So you go on 1703, you turn on metered connection, and you get only security updates, and you're going to stay there. And that one, I just saw the 1703, is going to expire sometime around September or October of next year. So why not? So it seems that some pirate activity is popping up everywhere. So hey guys, we're gonna end it here. Tim says, got a new webcam. The Skype won't connect with my cam, even though it's installed okay. Do you have the latest version of Skype, Tim? You got the latest version of Skype, is very important. If you have an older version with a new cam, it might not work sometimes. There are little weird glitches like that. Latest version of Skype with your cam, and make sure your cam has the latest version of its driver also. It might be a known issue with the camera. So hey, we're going to say bye-bye here. I'm sorry to end it a little quickly here, because in 29 minutes, if you guys want to come over, I'm on the official shortwave channel. For those that wonder what it's all about, it's about radio. But if you want to just join in and chill out and see what we're doing, we're here, and here we go. So this is the channel we're going to. There we are going to chase pirates and continue talking. I'll have beer, so I might rant or something, I don't know. So for those that feel like they want to go through, 29 minutes, 28 minutes time, we'll be on the radio channel, Chasing Pirates. And yeah, Alex, it actually gives you the cumulative updates that have to do with security. And only that. That's what you'll get, Alex. Thanks for being here. Oh. One last. So we'll be back in 25 minutes. I'm taking a little break on the radio channel. Hope everybody is having had a great show and had fun today. So if you want to join in, come into the other place in 25 minutes, 27 minutes. And for the others, well, we have the Windows Insider show on Thursday. And yeah, beer is coming over. I'm going to have beer. And of course, we'll be chasing pirates, talking about radio. And no official, we're going to talk about radio and just have fun. So Windows Insider Hour coming also on Thursday. So hope everybody enjoys our videos. Take care. Really, really a lot of fun to have everybody here. Happy Halloween. Stay safe, everyone. And will be a lot of... okay, I'll check it out. Great Paul Pearls, promise. If I can do anything about it, I'll let you know. I'll even post a video about it. So take care. Love you all. Nice to have you on board. And for the others that come to the radio channel, see you in 27 minutes. We will be live once again. Thanks for people that donated during the show. Much appreciated. Bye, everyone. Stay safe.